Hello boys and girls, this is Mr. Phillips with today's art lesson. Today we will be creating a pumpkin. We will be using analogous colors for this. Analogous colors are three colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Today we're going to be using mainly orange for our pumpkin, so we will also use yellow orange and red orange. Hopefully you've got a pack of crayons or colored pencils that have those colors in them. If not, you can always just use your orange and then use yellow with it and red with it. That will work. Or if you've got a good box of crayons of 16 or more, it comes with yellow, orange, red, orange, and orange. So either way will work. So we will use crayons today to create our analogous pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern. So you'll want to get a sheet of paper and a pencil to start out. I'm going to start by drawing my pumpkin shape. And my pumpkin shape's like a big oval. So I'll start with that big oval, drawing it lightly so I can make changes. So I've got my big circle oval shape. Now at the top of the pumpkin, where the stem comes out, and I'll draw my stem on, and that's just two curved lines together with a line on top. At the top of my pumpkin, that's where it gets a little shorter, kind of like an apple does at the top. So I'll erase a little bit of that top of my circle, and I'll round it from my stem. So now I'm going to go over my lines a little harder. And there's my pumpkin shape. Now, I can also draw a bird. You know how we draw those birds in the sky, or kind of like a letter M to create the top of my pumpkin. So then I want to create the grooves that are in the pumpkin, and those are just curved lines. And I'm going to go right where I drew those lines to add some curves. And we don't want our pumpkin just floating on the ground or floating in the sky, so we've got to put it on the ground. And I'm just going to draw two lines, one on each side, that go off my paper. Now, before we move on, you're more than welcome to take a black crayon or colored pencil or even a Sharpie if you've got one, or a black marker, and go over your lines real quick. So that's what I'll do. And pumpkins come in all different shapes and sizes, so don't be frustrated if your pumpkin does not look like Mr. Phillips' pumpkin, because again, pumpkins can be tall, short, fat, skinny. They come in all shapes and sizes. So next what I want to do is I want to get my background colored. So I'm going to do my green grass first. So I'm just going to quickly color that in for y'all. I like to turn my paper to color. All right, and I'm just going to make it a little bit darker green below my pumpkin to create shadow. So it looks like it's got some light coming from above. So I'm just going to darken that in. Now next what I want to do is I want to color my sky. And I think I'm going to make my sky blue. On my example, I added some purple in there. You can make your sky any color you want. But I'm just going to keep it simple and make it blue. And I'm pretty good at the scribble scrabble coloring. You might not be so good at it. So if you need to take your time and color your background later, you could do that. I'm going to get closer to my pumpkin so I don't leave all that white. We want to complete our whole paper. Not leave any white unless we need our white. I know my picture's upside down, but sometimes it's easier for Mr. Phillips to color by moving the paper around. finish up this edge. And now I've colored my background. Well, I did miss a little green here. I kind of want to do that. And let's go ahead. I want to make my stem brown too. So I'm going to go ahead and color that lightly. Then I want to draw some curved lines that match the shape. They go the same way the shape of the pumpkin stem goes. All right, now we're ready to start coloring our pumpkin. And I'm going to start with my red orange. If you've got a red orange, you'll want to use that for this. If not, you'll use your red right now. And we're going to color the bottom of our pumpkin red orange. So anywhere at the bottom, we want to make that a little darker. And red orange is our darker orange. Obviously, yellow orange is our brighter orange. So I'm just coloring in all of the bottom of my pumpkin with my red orange. Now I do want to take my red orange and I want to go up these lines next to them, the middle ones. And that'll make it look like these go in like they do in pumpkins. Pumpkins kind of have ridges in them. Now I'm going to grab my orange, not yellow orange, not red orange, just my plain orange. And I want to color the middle with that. So I'm going to scribble scrabble the middle in. Now, if you scribble scrabble, be sure you're controlling your scribble scrabble. You're not just going all over the place. I do it very controlled. I'm going right to the middle. I'm going to leave the tops of these for my yellow orange because the top gets the light on the pumpkin. The top hits the light hits the top before it hits the bottom. And I need yellow orange for that. So I will take my yellow orange and I will color the top to create my light. Now, one more thing you could do if you wanted to is make this into a jack-o'-lantern instead of a pumpkin. And I can do that by getting my black crayon and I can color in some eyes. And I chose to do triangle eyes. And I can do a big mouth. And maybe my mouth has one tooth. Color in the rest black. And there you have it. There's our jack-o'-lantern or pumpkin using analogous colors. I hope to see your art posted on Schoology so I can see it. Have a great week.